one or two at the most. I didn't see anybody that really struggled. I gave you feedback on it on 6-6 that you might have silly made a mistake of adding or subtracting wrong. Most of us understood the order to do it in. That's the main concept that you needed to show me. That you knew you had to multiply, divide before I add and subtract. Some of us didn't do that. I gave you the feedback that that's an important thing to know. When you did your checking on today's assignment, that's important to do. You know, orders of operation, or you don't get the right answer. And some of you may have got frustrated because, ooh, my check isn't coming out right. Well, you might have had the right variables value, but you're not doing orders of operations to check it right. So be careful with that. Always make sure you're doing orders of operations correctly on your checks. Okay, so Devin had a question to start out. Which one do we want to look at?
5 or 8.
Number 5?
And 8.
Well, we'll do 5 first. So we've got 6 plus 2n minus 2 equals 20. Who wants to be a leader and tell me what you're going to do here? Because we all have to understand problem solving takes a beginning point to start someplace. So this is what I try to teach you guys. Start someplace, and that someplace is, what do we call it in here? Taking out the trash. So some of you might have taken out the trash twice. So you did more chores. Can I combine two numbers so I don't have to take out the trash twice? Are there two numbers here that I can simplify to one number? Devin, do you see it? Can I simplify and put two numbers together? Don't have any idea? Do you see where I'm pointing?
Yes, you can.
Can I put those two numbers together?
Yeah.
What do I get? Joe, let it think. You just turn this way. 6 minus 2.
8.
Oh, isn't that negative 2?
Yeah.
Anytime I have a sign in front of a number, that goes with that number. So that's 6 minus 2. What's that come out to? We rely on the calculators way too much if that's hard. 6 minus 2. Is that not 4? I can put 4 here, and then put my variable there, and then continue. But if anybody took the 6 and moved it, and then moved a negative 2 and moved it, it still works. It's just more chores that you did. So we're going to make it easier and say, now we have this problem, and now we need to get rid of the trash. Easy. What are we going to do? Negative 4, we'll make that 0. That's getting rid of it. And I do it to both sides of the equation. I have my long line, and I bring down anything that I haven't done or do my calculations, and I have that new look. The trash has been moved. Now I just have something happening to the variable. Say it out loud, Taylor. What's happening to the variable? What's happening to the variable? That's all I want you to tell me. What's happening to the variable right there? No, that's not a division problem. What's happening to the variable?
Oh,
It's being multiplied by 2. Alan, tell me the opposite of that. What's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing by 2. Boom. I got my answer. I just shortcutted because I can do this over here, which is great, but sometimes that gets messy. Whatever I said to do, go do it to the other side and I've got my answer. Because this is always going to become the variable. So if I said in my head, that's being multiplied by 2, I say the opposite, right, Travis?
Yeah.
And I say what then? What's the opposite? Divide by 2. We do it. My answer becomes then n equals 8. Does it check? What's the first thing I'm going to do? Orders of operation? Well, yeah, I just put that there because I didn't put a time sign, so what do I want to do? What's the operation I want to do first? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Multiply. My dear Aunt Sally, always multiply first. So 16 plus 6. 22 minus 2 gives me 20. If I added that first, 8 times 8 is 64. You don't get the right answer. You've got to follow orders of operation when I check. Don't forget that, because you will get all messed up and go, man, I got the wrong answer because it's not checking. Do your orders of operations every time and you'll be okay. And watch your negative signs. All comes together, what we were talking about in this lesson. Negative numbers, orders of operations, and we solve equations. Another one? Is the other 9 okay? Joe?
2.
2? Is there any trash in that problem, Joe?
18 minus 5. Oh.
I don't see anything up there. Are you on 6-6 or 6-8?
6, 6.
Oh, so you wanted to talk about that problem. We're on 6-8. So that wasn't a problem. We have another one. Kira. 10? Any trash in this problem? Kevin, any trash in this problem? Where are they at? Say where? What? 9/4. That's the variable. That's never trash. My variable's never trash. I never want to throw it out. Is there anything that is trash? Sophie? I see a 10 and I see a -4. I want them gone. I want to trash them. Well, make chores easier. Put them together first. 10 and -4 gives me how much? 10 minus 4. 6. So that's what I put, 6. Now, do I have the trash all collected so I can move it? Where's my trash, Amanda? 6. So what's the opposite of 6? You just say the opposite sign and move it. I think I'll put the Madagascar song, move it, to that equation. Okay, we moved it. Now, what do we have left? We have something happening to the variable. Brandon, what's happening to the variable? Say it out loud. What's happening to it? Have no clue? Got your work in front of you? Come to school for what reason? Can you tell me why you come to school? Because you have to? Because you have to? What are you going to do the rest of your life? Might want to think about it. Might want to learn something. Hannah. N is being divided by, say the number. N is being divided by 4. Say the opposite, Gage. Class going on up here. Travis, tell me what we just talked about. And you're not doing something between you, you're listening. Now you're going to repeat it after somebody else has been listening. N is divided by 4. Tell me the opposite. N is being multiplied by 4. That's the opposite of what this is going on. So I do it. Multiply by 4 to the other side because this is going to become 1. So I did it. But what happened here is, ooh, I got a negative N yet sitting over here because I multiplied by 4. They canceled out, but look at what's still left. I got a negative N equals 8. On the bottom of your handout, we didn't get to that with you guys in this class period. On the bottom of your handout, it's talked about be positive. Anybody got that in front of them? Devin does. Your handout? Because if I'm still confused, why would that not be by my side so I can go through these steps? It was all new yesterday. So if your handout's beside you, you should be able to see at the bottom